Hi, I'm George, the Weather Dad, to take a look at your next 5 days. That takes us on into the upcoming weekend. Now, of course, with school now getting out in a lot of places, and we're only about a month away from the longest day of the year, that's in June 21st, the sun is relatively intense. So, with the kids spending more time outside, you're spending more time outside, make sure you put on that suntan lotion. Temperature wise, keep in mind this time of year, if you see yellow, well, that's mid 70s right here in the Ohio Valley. And here on Wednesday, we do see quite a bit of yellow up into the Northeast, Midwest, Great Lakes area. And that's because we have a stubborn low pressure system that's spinning its wheels, producing some clouds and some showers, and that's keeping our temperatures down. Where this low isn't sitting, you can see the nice warm temperatures there in the central U.S., but where it is cold, out in the Rockies and all the way towards the West Coast. That's on your Wednesday. Now, as far as Thursday is concerned, that warm air starts working its way in because that system finally starts working its way up into the Northeast. So we're going to see temperatures well above normal. We could be looking at 80s right here in the Ohio Valley as we head on into your Thursday. Friday, still pretty warm, but now we're starting to see a little patch of yellow. Once again, anytime you see yellow in this large area of warmer colors, there's a storm system there, a small one, producing some clouds and rain, and that's going to keep temperatures down. But once again, if you want cold air up into the northern plains and all the way towards the West Coast, where temperatures will be significantly below normal. As we head on into your Friday, Saturday time frame, again, a little bit cooler. We have another system coming in, but most of the air is moving up in this direction. So the real cold air you see there will stay up in the Great Lakes. Here in the Ohio Valley, will cool off a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be all that bad at this point in time. The real warm air, though, staying down in the south around Texas and all the way to Florida and a little bit up in the Mid-Atlantic region. And then we're looking on into Sunday here. We're looking for temperatures still not bad. Again, mid-70s afternoon highs, so we could be a little bit warmer than that. But you can see all the yellow. That's because that storm system that will be affecting us there on Friday will be affecting a little bit more of the Northeast, Great Lakes region. That's going to keep temperatures down a little bit at that point in time. Now, as far as precipitation is concerned, on your Wednesday, once again, we have that stubborn low pressure system that's spinning the atmosphere, producing a lot of rain in the Mid-Atlantic region, a little bit down in the Southeast, but certainly here in the Great Lakes and also the Ohio Valley. And remember I told you it was cold out west? Well, there's still some mountain snows off towards the west. That's on your Wednesday. Here on Thursday, that system pushes out a little bit. We could be looking at a little bit severe weather up in the high plains. Again, that's where that cold air is starting to work its way in. You got cold air running into some very warm air, and that's the ingredients for potentially for some severe weather. Pretty warm though. You can see some breezy conditions there in the central U.S. and very warm and dry down into the Florida area. That's on Thursday. Friday, a little bit of a hiccup, a little bit of energy moving through the Great Lakes region, the Ohio Valley region rather, and it could produce some clouds and a little bit of rain. I don't expect a lot out of this, but you can see the big spin up in the high plains, and that's that real cold air that we also saw up in that area. As we head on into your Saturday, a little bit of clouds, a little bit of rain, nothing major right here in the Ohio Valley. The real energy, though, is going to be moving its way towards the east up in Canada, the Northeast, and the Great Lakes. I don't think you're going to see a really nice day there. But the cold weather continues off towards the west as another system pushes its way in, and once again producing some a little bit unusual for this late in the season, potentially some snow and even some rain for Northern California at that point in time. On Sunday, we could be looking at a little bit of severe weather there in the central and southern plains. We have to keep an eye on that. It's going to be pretty nice right here in the Ohio Valley, but this big energy glob will be working its way towards the east. So I think next week could be a little bit rocky across the Midwest, something we certainly have to keep an eye on. But this is your Sunday outlook. Not bad in the Great Lakes. At least it's going to be dry, a little chilly up in that area, but pretty close to normal, 70s certainly right here in the Ohio Valley. So that's the week coming on up, a little bit active, but overall temperature-wise not too bad right here in the Ohio Valley. I'm George, the Weather Dad.